Good morning, people. Thank you for my new viewers. Thank you for my subscribers, my new friends added to my contact list, and thank you for paying attention to my videos. Now it is 2013, and a lot of people have made their New Year's resolution. I like to call it New Year's Revolution. But a lot of people are putting a lot of energy into changing things in their lives, and I support that. But I haven't made no New Year's resolution. It's nonsense to me because sometimes when people set their goals and their standards and they don't accomplish it, they beat down on themselves. Everything has been going good for me, so I don't have to make any new goals or anything. I just keep on the same track that I've been on, and I don't have no need to make any New Year's resolution or any goals to build upon. I have no need. I'm just constantly pursuing my own goals, and that's it. Um, but to point out the new things and new changes that people are going to make for this new year and the so-called awakening. A lot of people they're caught up in a whole lot of distraction, media, fashion, um, just hereditary things in our society. Right now we have this big thing, this big, whether it be false or true, this so-called shooting with all these kids in school, and there's a lot of false flaggers and a lot of people that, yes, it did happen. And I'm an individual. I like to think about things. I like to process information before I see it and it triggers an emotional charge in my body. So I just sit down and I evaluate things first. I just don't go out and just jump and say, hey, you know what? They kill all these kids and oh, I'm so angry. I don't get emotionally charged for things. I sit down and I evaluate things and find out why does this happen? Why did it happen? And what was the purpose for it? So before I jump on anybody's side and say, yes, they did, it was a false flag, or no, this shit did happen, this is this is how I would ask people to think before they jump to any unrational conclusion. I'm in Fort Lauderdale, okay? Say for instance something like this happened in my neighborhood. Well, here's what I'll do. Here's how I would go about my own investigation, okay? First, I'll find out about all these people, like the family members. I'll try to find out if these people are whoever they say these peoples are. I mean, like, did they live in so and so community? How long they lived there? And does anybody know them personally? And I won't go door to door knock on people's door. What I'll do, I'll just go sit down in a few shops, barber shops, shop around, just listen. Have an ear out, just listen. Because eventually somebody's gonna say something, it will click. That's how people get information. People talk and things click, and you pick up and draw your own conclusions all on your own. So I'll go around and I'll listen, ask subtle questions, get in conversation with people, just bring up the subjects and see where it leads. Then after that, what I'll do, I'll find out how many kids were killed, boy or girl, are they going to be cremated, or is there going to be a funeral, and is it going to be an open casket funeral? All these things you got to think about. Now, if you think about the situation with so-called Mr. Bin Laden, he was so-called killed and then buried at sea, right? That's some quick shit, honestly. The quick cover-up. Everybody saw the fraud behind that shit. But these kids now, and these number of kids that they said he killed, you have to look into it. I mean, you really have to sit down and look into it. Look into the videos they show on TV, the news report. Every time they're showing these kids and their parents, and they always show this the freeze frame image of the people running, the kids back turned, mom hugging the kid. All these things are set in the news and the media to build up an emotional charge and anger, so that you, the individuals out there that are so angry and can't think and so can't process information, not basically saying to my subscribers, but People that are so emotionally charged and angry and can't think for themselves and sit down and evaluate things for a while, they'll jump on anything that the media or government suggests for them to take action to prevent this from happening again. And a lot of people will say, well, really they're trying to do this to take away the people's guns and so on and so forth so they could just discharge the Second Amendment. Might be true. These people have done many things to take away more and more rights from people. But it always goes down to you evaluating the whole scenario. Take your time and process information. Don't just jump. If somebody said, well, they killed 15 police officers last week, find out why, how, who did it, where it happened. All these things you have to take into account. People don't think. Like I said now, I would have to find out about where these kids are going to be buried. Is there going to be an open casket? Are they going to be cremated? I always sit down and think about things like this. You understand? This is how you get down to the bottom of things being truthful or a fraud. Now, the people that are reporting in the media that were there or probably was around the incident and so on, those people would have to be questioned. You have to find out, are these people a part of the community? How long they lived there? All these questions have to be answered. All these research have to be taken upon if you really are interested to find out if it was false or fake. So a lot of these things, man, will happen because, as I've stated before, people are becoming very freaking aware of bullshit going on in this country and around the world. And they're tired of it. Okay? That's all I have to say about that subject. I'm not going to get into that subject anymore because I have much more important things to worry about. So, when I see the news propagating murder and shooting, because they're gonna have a whole bunch of shooting when it comes to big artillery weapons and shit like that, so they can take away people's guns and weapons. They're gonna have a whole bunch of cinema shooting, crowd shooting, stadium, all this shit because they want to make sure they could get control of people's guns. It's a big thing. They'll do anything and by any means to get control. That's how these people operate. But people are breaking down and people are cracking down on these assholes and they're getting smart. Okay? Now, the media distraction and the media hype is just the next tool to control people. See, I used to be a big fan of Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy. I used to watch that shit like religiously. I used to like watching it. But I don't watch it anymore. You know what I'm saying? I don't. This year for me, I'll be out of the TV. I don't even really watch the TV. I view the news every now and then because I have my own personal filter. I turn on the TV and I watch stuff and I don't just watch it like some people watch it and believe everything. I sit down and I evaluate what's going on just to see how these people are making their move. It's like me watching a chess game or a checker game and see how they're making their moves. That's all. Okay, I see they're doing this to do that. Okay, I see the reason why they're shutting down all these business because so and so. Okay, I see why this establishment is raising their rates and raising their APR and all this shit. I just sit down and I think about all these things and I just evaluate things slowly. I process it. I just don't jump like some people and don't let shit bounce around in their freaking head. These people can't think. So for you to be in a more positive field when it comes to energy and information awareness and consciousness, drag yourself away from the media hype. The magazines, the Us Weekly, the People magazine, all these other freaking magazines that are trying to tell you shit about people's personal life, the actors and singers, who cheating on who, who's fucking who, who's sucking who. All this bullshit is unnecessary. This so and so is pregnant, so and so sells 5 million records or whatever. It's none of your damn business. Start putting the energy into you. If you turn off your TV for at least a week and put the amount of energy you're putting into watching TV, you'll see how successful you become in doing anything that you're putting your mind into. Stop putting your energy into bullshit that's not benefiting you. Step away from the media hype. Step away from the TV. I have a cousin. He hardly watches freaking TV. He doesn't even have cable. He has like a little digital box thing, and he doesn't get much channel, but he has a library of fucking DVDs. He can watch anything he wants when he feels like. He's a busy working man. TV is not in his freaking train of thought. It's not there for him to watch every day. He's a businessman, so he doesn't even care about TV. Me, I'm an energy fucking dude. I'm always energized, going here, going there, walking here, taking a bus, taking a train, taking a plane. The only thing I don't have is a freaking car. But I'm always busy, so I don't really have time for TV. Sometimes if I feel like I might go on my iPhone and I just type in something and look how to make something or fix something, or you know, find a new project. And that's the thing, only thing I basically do when it comes to viewing anything on TV or the media. I don't care about news, CNN, Fox, which one? What's the other one? NBC, all those. I don't care about them. They're not benefiting me. Anytime the news comes on and they're freaking trying to tell me something about, well, eat a lot of carrots or drink a lot of this or the new colors, the new I don't even listen to these people. These people are not doing anything in my best interests. And you have the people that watch all these police drama movies and these detective movies and these you know forensic movies and stuff like that, and they think they're learning something, but they're not realizing the underlining of the whole movie while these police officers are kicking people's doors down and doing all these shit, and it's programming in their subconscious that all these things are right, while behind the whole movie is taking it's not showing that these police officers and these governments and these corporations are taking away people's right, and they're not doing things by the book that they're supposed to do. And then the subconscious, the ignorant individual that's watching the movie, they think it's okay. That's how police officers are supposed to behave. They don't see that. A good video for you to watch on YouTube is called Mind Control. It's just a image of it shows a image of a human head, 1, 2, 3, 4, and it tells you everything that the media does. It's very funny. You can check it out. Mind Control. And now, for people that are trying to express themselves and try to bring people into information and how to carry on right now in society, and when it comes to sharing information, what's going on, whether people believe or not, I tell people, bring them into the light or into the information slowly. Don't just bash them with information. People get scared. They can't handle stuff new. People get timid and they get very fearful when you bring new information to them, because that's how the control mind works. You see, a very aware and conscious mind, when you bring something new to them, they say, okay, let me check it out. They never blow it off as, that's bullshit, or you're stupid. They don't blow shit off like that. The very aware and intuitive mind always process things, sit down, evaluates it, and go seek it out to find out if it's true or not. So when you're waking people up and bringing them into information, whether it be family, friends, or having a group meeting, you just do it slowly and progressively. And then now's the time for people to start having meetings and, having conversations and sharing information with family, whether it be a family group or friend group or just your community. You know, it's time for people to start sharing information. Start learning how to be self-reliant. Information on how to grow your own food if you have a backyard. start schooling your kids at home, because a lot of people right now, they're getting very scared of these shooting at schools and out in public, and a lot of people are starting to homeschool their kids. You know, they're doing it. Some people are doing it by themselves, or some people have a family member school their kids, or have a friend or somebody in their community school their kids, and they pay them, or they barter services. I have my best friend. She has her daughter. I mean, her she babysits her niece's kids, which is her grandniece. So she'll do something for her, and then she repays her back with services, like she does a massage. She has a massage business and so on. So she does that. She give her, massages and crack her back and all type of stuff. And she does pedicure and manicure and all that. So we as a people, we have to start, you know, having group community services and group meetings, so we can start helping ourselves and be self-reliant. Because it's coming a time when we have to totally turn our back on the system, because the system is not doing anything to benefit us, the people. They're raising the price of living and we can't afford it. So eventually, you stretch the freaking rubber or the freaking cable or the links in the chain, and eventually something will pop, because something has to give, you know. But that's why we have to start being self-reliant people. Have meetings, have group meetings, have family meetings, just so we could bring ourselves to a different level of living, a different level of understanding, emotion, compassion, empathy, and love. And when it comes to giving, give to people that don't have anything at all or have little. People that don't have nothing, give to the homeless. I used to think giving to thrift stores and Salvation Army was great, but no, it's not great for me anymore. I find it much more easy to pack a little book bag. I could buy a book bag for $5, $10, or if I have a bag around me, a nice shopping plastic bag, I pack it with some clothes or some food or whatever, a whole bundle kit, and give to a homeless person. You just don't know the feeling it is to give to somebody that don't have shit, and how it will change their lives. If you could do something like that, man, on a regular, I mean, like, at least every month you pack a little bag and give to somebody you see homeless, instead of going to the freaking thrift store. Because when you go to the thrift store, man, the other day I went in there to find something that I need for work, because at my work, I have a whole bunch of leisure time, because I could do my relatives use, and it's like the same size of the pot, and it was two cans. So I take them out and I cut the bottom off and of the next one, and use that to make the top of the lid for the other can. They're identically the same can. And I have my pot right there. I could use at work to heat up my food, or boil my water, or my cappuccino, or my little bit of creamer coffee, and I'm okay with that for work. But that's why I don't indulge in giving to the thrift store or the Salvation Army anymore, because they charge too much for the little items that get donated to them for free. People just go there and give them shit. I mean, like, people donate shit to them, leave shit on their doorstep, their back, and leave it. So they don't need to be raising the price up so high. Come on. People gave you this shit. I give them shit. I used to give them shit, but I stopped giving them shit, because I realized that they sell the shit back for so much freaking money. So it's best for me to give people on the street. I see homeless, don't have nothing, people that lost their jobs, people that lost their everything, and just give to them. I see people on the beach, I give them shit. So give to those that don't have nothing, instead of the freaking Salvation Army thrift store. It's very easy. Pack a little bag with some clothes, or a little you can put a little bit of canned food in there, or some fruits, whatnot, some cosmetics, toothbrush, toothpaste, whatever, and give to them. Because it'll start a chain. When you start giving and people see you doing that, people start doing the same too. It'll change a whole lot. I remember I gave to a homeless guy. He was a guy regular at the library because I go to the library a lot, do a lot of research and a lot of work because I don't have my printer here because needs ink. So there was a guy, a homeless guy. He's decently dressed, but he doesn't live anywhere. But he always has his book bag and everything. Comes to the library and all. And the homeless people I come across, they're very decent people. They just don't have anywhere to live. And he's at the library. He's always studying. I'm like, man, what you always studying, man? What you doing? He's doing this math thing and he's studying all type of um, mathematical subjects. And I'm like, cool, that's so freaking cool. I respect that. And I asked him one day, I said, what's your size, man? What's your size? What shoes you wear? And he told me and everything. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna hook you up, man. And like a few days went by, I didn't see him. And then the day when we met, I had everything. And I gave it to him. And you should have saw the smile on this dude's face. I mean, he was so freaking happy. I gave him all that stuff. I gave him pants, shirt, pair of shoes, all the stuff that I had, but was that could fit him. And I tell you, like the next week, that man, he found a woman. He found a female. She comes to the library also. She drives a white car. And, he found a lady. And I'm like, man, look at you. You got yourself a woman. He's like, yeah, I stay with her. I help her do stuff and blah, blah, blah. But she's miserable. I'm like, that's all right. Deal with it for now. Deal with it. Because you got somewhere to live. You get to do some work. And you can come to the library if she's being miserable. She lives right down the street, right? Fine. There you go. So you have to be dependent on her to bring you to the library. You can walk. So he was very happy. So the little that you do could change people's life. I gave that man some used clothes, used shoes, and that end up he dressed up himself, looked good, end up getting him a female, and it changed his life. So the little that you could do to change, the little you do could change people's life and more. He could change the world, honestly, just by giving a little. Because me, I find the amount of shit that I had was too freaking much. It's so much to move. Listen, I mean, like, the things that you own, in turn, owns you. Because you have to worry about when you're moving. You gotta call people. You gotta have people to move you. You gotta rent a truck. You gotta do all this. It's too much. So I've scaled my life down to the amount of stuff that I could move and pack all on my own. I want to have everything stationary so when I'm ready to move or pack up and go, I could do it within an hour or two. That's it. No help. Just me, a hand cart, a dolly, and that's about it. I could do all the move by myself within an hour. And probably less than that because I have all my stuff packed up already. And all I have to do is stack them up, drag them to the elevator, boom, in the truck. So probably a 30 minutes if I have everything stacked up before and all I have to do is just move. 30 minutes. That's it, man. It's easy when you have less stuff than more stuff. You got to worry about too much shit to move. I can't deal with it. I'm a single man. I'm not married. I ain't got no freaking what you call it, permanent relationship. I don't have no stable relationship with a female, so I don't have to worry about that. And I don't have no kids. I don't have no large obligations to no one but my damn self. So I'm a free man. So I'm stable to go when I choose. If I have female friends coming over, I have females to entertain tonight. I'm okay. I have the space and I have the necessity to entertain my guests. I'm not putting on a show for everybody. I don't need 500 of this, 1600 of that, 20 of this. Some people that have to go too extravagant with all the shit. But anyways, people, that's enough said for me. And I want to tell you that, whatever is going on in this society, don't plunge yourself into it. Sit back, evaluate everything for a change, and you know, just watch it and observe and question everything. Don't take everything as face value. Because in the end, when you're wrong and you're point blank wrong, you cannot be right. And also, just give to people that don't have, and in turn, that will end up giving back to you. Because the more you give, the more you'll get back in return. I'm living proof of that. Me, living proof of that. The more you give to people, the more you get back in return. All right? So, with that said, CNO-OUT, you have a good day. Happy New Year's. Happy birthday coming up. Everybody, just live in harmony, live in peace. Raise your consciousness level, your awareness level, and just enjoy life, man. We're at the greatest point in history right now. Free information, the ability to do things on our own. We could break away from government entirely and just be in control of our own lives. All right? And start living in a global community. All right, people? That said, CNO-OUT. Have a great day. In history right now, free information, the ability to do things on our own. We could break away from government entirely and just be in control of our own lives. All right? And start living in a global community. All right, people? That said, CNO-OUT. Have a great day.